right. I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. It's a new podcast. My name is the Fifth General.
And this is Zaccheus.
Welcome to Mr. Z and Fifth. This is episode one. Let me just introduce us briefly before we get into tonight's topic. So here's the situation. For those who know, back in the year 2008, I started a platform called the Life Zone Radio. On that platform, we had numerous shows. It was a 24/7 gospel hip hop radio station. For those who do know, we had shows, music shows. We also had a talk show. The name of the First Amendment Show. The First Amendment show was our talk show on that platform. And it's been years since we did it. It stopped in 2009. So here we are, 2017, getting back into the broadcasting world. Within that hiatus, we just basically been mastering our craft. We put out music, put out projects.
Oh, yeah.
Zaccheus has put out My Light Shine Deluxe Edition.
Yeah, man.
That is in stores, digital stores everywhere. Also, both of us together, Zaccheus and the Fifth General, put out an album called The Example.
Yeah, man.
Back in
2015. Yeah, man. We did that.
Classic album.
Yeah, you got to get that, man, if you follow us. Yeah, man.
All right. So we're not going to take too long. We'll get to that later. So just to expect from this podcast series, you're going to hear real subjects, whether it be politics, religion, social issues, and whatever that we feel is important to talk about to you as the listener. Okay? So, pretty simple platform, but we feel that we are going to be able to reach those who are like us. We're not trying to gain the whole world's ears, but if we could, that'd be nice,
Yeah. We enjoy doing this, man. Being creative with music as well as broadcasting, letting people know that this is a venue that we can express ourselves this way too. It's creative, and it deals with a lot of social issues we deal with, church issues, but definitely social issues we're gonna touch on, and it's just something to it's not, if you don't know, especially a lot of social issues, a lot of young people don't listen to the news so much. So we just here to we broadcast it, we bring it down to, we bring it to your level so you can have a better understanding of what's going on in the diaspora. And, we just listen and, you can learn, tune in and just listen and follow us. And then, bring of a more broader audience, There's so much topics we gotta talk about, so we just gonna get right into it, man. Me and Fifth. This is
exactly.
Yeah.
Title of this episode might change, but it is for what it is right now. It's called President Agent Orange. Now, for those who don't know where that comes from, when Tribe Called Quest performed at the Grammys this year, Busta Rhymes said, I like to think President Agent Orange, and he said more after that. I can't recall, but I'll probably get that clip and put it on here later. But, that's where we get the concept from. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about, he called President Agent Orange Donald Trump, our current president right now, just for those who, never heard of that. So a lot is going on since we've been going from radio. So, we've had our 8 years of President Obama. Now, at that time, we was doing the show.
Yeah.
We was doing the show.
Back in 08.
Right. When he first got elected, we was doing the show. The thing is, around the time the show ended, so there wasn't a lot of stuff to say about him. I would say that in a future show, let me admit this. I voted for him both terms.
Yeah. Likewise, man.
Right. So did Zaccheus here.
Yeah, man.
So I voted for both times. I have my own since he's been in since now that he's gone. So I have my own critiques and my own things to be critical about of him, and we'll dive more into that at a later time. Maybe not on this episode, but at a later time to speak some reality, on that. But we're going to talk about the things that has happened, so far with Trump being in office. What does that mean for everybody? What does that mean specifically for the black community? Because that's the community we're part of. And so we're going to speak on that, So I'll start it like this. So one of the things is this. Trump is in office, right? We've seen his campaign. We've seen all the things he said, leading up to him winning. The facts of this, he won the electoral votes. That's what he won. He became president by winning the electoral college. Hillary Clinton had she had the popular vote. Now, I'm going to be 100% upfront about this election. This is the first presidential election where I did not vote.
Wow.
This is the first one. I'm still young. I'm only 29, going on 30. By the time I release this episode, I'll be 30 years old because we're pre-recording this.
Yeah, they're coming up.
So I don't have a long voter history because I've only been able to vote for I don't know, about around since I was legal around 18. Wait, what's the legal?
I think it's 18 is.
It's 18, right?
18
yeah.
is
18 is when you're old enough to vote.
Yeah.
I voted, I think, when I was. I don't think I voted there. I think I voted when I was 19. This is one of them years. My first time voting was for the mayoral. I think it was the mayoral or the governor election. One of those. Then it was the president election. So, if I could think of how old I was at the time when I was at the legal voting age. So I did not vote this year. So I guess my credibility on this topic may be somewhat hindered, but I have a voting history, a small voting history. I have voted before, so I can at least speak on some things. You know what I mean? So I didn't vote for any of them. My whole situation was I ain't like neither of them. The whole lesser of two evils concept didn't fit with me this time, but I'm not judging people who voted. I think, let me speak on voting real quick. And then Zaccheus, I'm going to hand it to you real quick.
Okay.
So,
yeah, man.
I encourage local voting more so because that's decided by the people. Well, at least that's what they tell us. So I encourage that. When it comes to the presidential election, it's decided differently. We have a two voting system there. You have the people vote, and then you have the electoral vote. The electoral college is those delegates that, that when a candidate is trying to run for president, they are within their party. They're going against their party first, those primaries. And they're trying to get these delegates that will commit a vote to them so that they could be selected to represent the party on that side. When I do deeper research on the electoral college, matter of fact, if I can find this on my phone real quick, I'm going to find out read the definition here. While I do that, I'm going to hand it to you. What is your take on this past election? I mean, did you vote? Did you I'll let you.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I voted for Hillary.
Okay.
And I think it's a good thing to exercise your right to vote, but it's just who was the better candidate?
Right.
And the thing is that at the time, Hillary did look good, and she was gonna be, if she was elected, she would have been the first woman president. But I don't believe that we as a country was ready for that yet.
Right.
And I don't think I think for what fit after Obama, what fitted America, the people was more looking towards Trump. Although he came with very derogatory stuff and saying all kind of things and telling her that she was a nasty woman, and oh my gosh, Let me tell you something. This past election, man. I mean, if I can remember, it was something to look for. The ratings were high. If people just tuned into on TV, it was very high. I mean,
CNN, Fox News,
Fox News
MSNBC.
was very high. I even tuned in. This is one of the,
I did too.
It was one of the debates that you couldn't even fall asleep on because it was so interesting. You know, and my take on the whole matter is that I was taken back that Trump won. But you know what it is though. So much people wanted to elect. He was looking towards Trump as far as was he gonna. They wanted something different than a politician. People tired of politics so much, so they were looking so in a way they were looking towards Trump. They were looking towards, and then he fit the image of America, you know, it was Anglo-Saxon, you know,
let's just put it like this.
Yeah, he fit the
right, the people,
you know,
real quick, the people, what you're trying to say is he represented that voice of people who were vehemently were against President Obama being their president.
Yes.
Okay.
He did.
So he reached out to that crowd. He was able to get who John McCain and Mitt Romney. He was able to get those people and beyond those people.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was in the way he was every people listen to him, and every word that he basically said was like degrading Obama, and so when you listen to him, it was more like, oh well. And then he started putting down Hillary, calling her a nasty woman, and then he brought up certain issues. He brought up. I remember him bringing up, well, the Haitians don't like you, Hillary. You basically took some funds out of Haiti. And from that point on, I was like, oh wow, I had to look that up myself and probably do a little research on that because that thing, when I heard that, I didn't really favor Hillary too much. When I heard that was like, oh man, that was even looking really dim for Hillary.
You know what?
Because
I would say the Clinton subject.
Yeah.
That's a show in itself. I think we should probably get in touch with that. It might be late because I wouldn't say it might be late. Maybe it's something that we can kind of speak on real quick. It may not deserve a whole show, but people are kind of not really talking about the Clintons no more because the election's over.
It's been
but leading up to it, they were a big topic because they were talking about the crime bill, that bill signed in, I think, 94.
Yeah, it was back in 94, and so much people was locked up in prison, couldn't get. I remember
so much of our people.
Yeah, some of our people was in prison.
That crime bill targeted mainly. This is what I want to say. That bill targeted that. It ended up going against more of black men and other people of color more so than anybody else. So that crime bill kind of was not kind of, but as we speak of today, there are people still locked up now for some of the things that was put in place from that crime bill back in 94.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Certain laws that were put in place that still target us as of today. The justice system is very unfair, no matter how you slice it, no matter how much you disagree with us. The numbers show it. Actor Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy spoke on that at the BET Awards.
Yeah.
And people had a problem with that. You could argue, you could dispute lies. You could say that you don't like somebody. You could disagree with somebody, but you can't argue facts.
That's the truth.
So let me read this real quick and then we'll get more into our topic. So it says the United States Electoral College is the mechanism established by the United States Constitution for the indirect election of the President of the United States and Vice President of the United States. Citizens of the United States in each state at a general election to choose a slate of electors pledged to vote for a party's candidate. Now, that doesn't sound like the popular vote. Okay, so I read that just to read that because I don't want people saying, you you mention the Electoral College, but tell what it is. Mm-hmm. So for those who don't know what it is, that's what that is. And that basically tells us, exactly what that is about when it comes to voting in presidents. Mm-hmm. So I more so advocate more for local voting. Will I vote in another presidential election again? I don't even know, because the same thing happened with Al Gore and George Bush. It's like Hillary knows what Al Gore felt like. So twice in my lifetime I've seen this happen. Twice. So that could discourage any voter when it comes to the presidential election. That's why I push more for local voting. Like I said before, I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no, that I'll vote again when it comes to a presidential election. But if this rule is going to still be in place, then, it just makes me question. But here's the thing. I almost voted that year. I almost voted last year. But I was going to vote third party, actually. I was going to vote third party. Rapper Killer Mike, he said he voted for Jill Stein. That's what a lot of people did. That's what a lot of people did who didn't want to vote for Hillary or Trump. They voted for
third party,
for Jill Stein. They voted third party or Jill Stein. There was another candidate. Yeah. I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get it before this is over.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look for it now. But Killer Mike said he voted for Jill Stein. Man, I don't know anything about Jill Stein.
I didn't know. I just, what I'm saying, that Hillary won the popular vote. That's which was crazy.
She would be president now. If it was decided by the people.
She would be president today. Decided by the people. But I have to say this, and I'm gonna say it, that Trump, to me personally, was selected president.
Heck yeah.
I can't even say elected. I have to use the term selected.
Heck yeah.
Because when you look at the popular vote, even when you look at the inauguration, you see how much people, you see the amount of people that came out for his inauguration compared to Obama's inauguration. And when the proof is in the pudding, man. I mean, listen, let me see. I've never seen so much protests on the streets like I seen for this past year or so. So much protests. It makes me kind of wonder. It's like, wait a minute. You don't see a whole lot of people protesting when Obama won. Maybe
no,
a few people. Maybe a few. Maybe I will say a few, but there was a whole lot of people protesting when Trump won. A whole lot. I mean,
I would say more liberals.
Yeah, more liberals.
More liberals protested, as with when Obama won.
When Obama won, they did have people.
Yeah, people protesting.
They had people.
Yeah.
I did see people protesting, but the extent amount for this one was ridiculous, man. I mean, wow.
So real quick, because I mentioned the candidates, I just want to make sure my facts are in order. So we've had the other candidates were Gary Johnson of the Libertarian Party, Jill Stein of the Green Party, and Evan McMullen. So you've had I think Gary. Hold on, let me see. So a lot of people voted. Gary Johnson actually had a good amount of money to campaign and have commercials. I saw his commercials. I did. I saw his commercials. It may not have been as much as Hillary and Trump, but I actually saw some of his commercials. I saw him on news programs talking. So I think I was able to see him get more shine than Jill Stein. But I think, a lot of the people who voted for Hillary wanted Bernie Sanders. That didn't work out.
Right.
So let's skip ahead because let's get into the meat of this. So my view on this is this: we were talking about Trump care versus Obamacare.
Yes,
okay, we were talking about this personally.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he went to go take that, a lot of the people in the Republican Party wasn't really down with some of that stuff. The courts, what did the courts say? You got the information, right? Because now they're focusing on the tax plan. But a lot of the plans that he wanted implemented in the new Healthcare Act was very similar to some of the things that people call Obamacare.
Obamacare. But
So
he wanted to listen. Trump wanted to eliminate Obama's legacy.
yeah, that's all that was.
That's really what it is.
It's because his name is attached to it.
Because his name is attached to it, so you want to just eliminate
the undoing
of
everything.
Of everything. Yeah. You know what? Fifth, you are right. Everything.
Of everything. I'll mention real quick.
Yeah.
I saw something where Obama put something in place, or him and the Democrats, because I don't know if it's fully him, put something in place where, you couldn't sell guns to people who are declared mentally crazy. Now you can?
What's up with that?
Does that make any sense?
What's up with that?
And Trump, on Trump's first days in, are we at 100 yet?
100?
Are we at 100 days since he been in? No, right?
Nah, I don't think it's that much. No.
Okay,
I don't think so.
But in his first week, I mean,
yo, man, his first week.
He was
already making moves his first week.
Okay, it's now April. He was inaugurated at the end of January.
End of January, yes.
Okay. So whatever, y'all, as the audience, y'all do the math. We don't care. But so this man, his first week, you also have the. Let me get to the specific. You have the immigrant thing that was signed.
Yes. Yeah.
Let me just say this.
Let me tell you something. That immigration thing is real big, man. I'm telling you. I know somebody personally that was
get into that. Because I'm about to unleash on something. Get into your view on that whole immigrant thing.
Let me tell you something. I know a few people, because Caribbean. I know a few people that's, basically that was I guess they did something back in the day that they shouldn't have done, and now they're held in something called what's it called? They're held in the containment, and they're looking for them to get deported. And let me tell you something. When I heard that, and I'm hearing a friend calling me and say, "Listen, your friend has been detained, and because he did something back in 1991, and now all of a sudden for something as small as selling solicited CDs on the street, which is illegal, selling that on the street. Now he's getting deported. Come on, This is a really serious situation. I mean, it's a lot of people that now trying to hustle up, because we don't know what moves gonna make with this immigration thing, because a lot of people now is trying to hustle up and get their papers right. That's in this country right now, and it's just chaotic what's going on right now. He just moved on that when he was in office. Came in office right away. Right away he moved on that immigration thing. It was quick. Never seen somebody move so quick on the immigration thing yet until he came into office. Man.
Well, recently you had the courts come up against that ban, but during that time, you had these countries that were majority Muslim, and so here's my thing. Okay, let me get this is me speaking here. This is the fifth general speaking here. So you had a lot of people protest against people being detained at airports, okay?
Yeah.
No problem with that. If you are here if you're here legally and you did the right thing to get here, I'm with that. If you didn't, I ain't with that. Heck out of here. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if you didn't do the right thing, okay? If you did the right thing, nobody should be deporting you. If you did the right thing.
Right.
A lot of these countries, people need to understand that I don't think we would have gotten to this point. If this country didn't hold the justice system accountable for the killings of black citizens by what Tariq Nasheed likes to call them race soldiers, police officers who do police brutality, that is. Let me quote him right. The police officers, the bad cops, those. Calls them race soldiers. If you didn't allow them to do the crimes that they do and walk away scot-free from them, I don't think we would have been at this point where people would have thought it's nearly acceptable for this for the ban to take place. Okay, we're dealing with that for the last 2 months. 2 months
now. Yeah,
people doing with the whole I don't really see the protesting no more. But because some things have moved since then.
Yeah.
But at the time where it when it happened, people was getting that February. People was getting that January, February, whatever time that was. People were getting detained at the airports. They couldn't come home.
Remember? Yes, I remember that.
When the bill got signed,
that
there was airplanes mid-flight, and they had to turn around. So, but my thing is, if you were punishing these race soldiers for their crimes against unarmed black men and women and other people of color, but specifically black men and women, I'll just focus on that right now. Then we wouldn't have got to this point. There's no sympathy. There's no love for that, sadly. So when that happens, it redistributes the pain. And I'll say it this way. If Hillary would have won, I don't know, that probably wouldn't have happened with the whole immigrant thing. But if Hillary would have won, it would have just been as business as usual of our people getting hurt. So Trump's in, and Trump is like, well, shoot. So Trump gets in, and then the pain is redistributed to other people. It's like, I saw this meme on the internet, and it said, I think I got it on my phone. I saw this meme, and it said America was okay until other citizens started getting treated like black people. Now, there's a bit of play on words on that. They're not saying that things were good. What they're just saying is that everybody else was okay with it happening to a certain group, as long as it didn't carry over to you. That's that selective, privilege and all that other stuff. It's like, okay, you could do it to them, but don't do it to me, because once you do it to me, there's an outrage.
Yeah, you're right, because I listen to a lot of speakers on sometimes you just tune on the YouTube, and sometimes you have some very boisterous and very outspoken speakers like Dr. Boyce Watkins and so
Dr.
forth.
Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed,
Yeah. And I listened to some of them, and I heard Boyce, Dr. Boyce, he was saying that, so much people came up for immigrants, but how much people are stepping up for black people that's hurt here every day?
There you go.
And it's like, you hear that, and I'm like, wow, he made a point there, because it's true. When he talks about brutality, now you talk about now recently on the news, I'm listening to Roland Martin on TV, and I'm seeing the Dylan Roof, how he shot them black people down, and then I'm hearing how they treated Roof at the time when they treat him to a Burger King burger. You think if a black man would have did that would have happened? I don't think so.
Look,
so
Freddie Gray, when they arrested Freddie Gray in Baltimore, they broke his back. I would rather if you arrested him, I'd rather you take him to Burger King. So Dylan Roof gets taken to Burger King for killing 9 people, and when they walked up to him, they was like, yo, he was in the car.
Yeah.
The story that I know of is that they walked up to him and said, come with me. There wasn't even guns drawn. What is that? There wasn't even guns drawn. And he killed 9 people in the church. And he said why he wanted to kill them. He said he wanted to kill black people. He said, y'all taking over my country. Y'all sleeping with our women.
Yeah.
We've had another incident like that where a guy in New York, I don't know his name, but we're going to speak on that another episode.
Yeah. He killed a black man.
Ran down on was he homeless?
Yeah,
and he was collecting cans.
Yes, he was on hard times. His brother was the older man, older gentleman. He was on hard times, and he was killed stabbed in the chest by this supremacist man. And
white supremacist.
You know, and it's wow. You know, it's like
shout outs to those people who speak against. Shout outs to those who speak against white supremacy who are white. Let me just make that clear. Not all white people are white supremacists.
No, not all of them. No,
I do believe that all white people are taught this though. And that's for another time.
Yeah,
I do believe that they're all taught this, and that doesn't mean all of them accept it, but I believe they are all taught it to maintain the power of white supremacy. Now you have those who are against it and they reject it. Then you have those who are against it blatant. They may be against it in a public way, but in a subtle way they believe it. That's a problem too. That's a problem too. That's that subtle racism.
You know, one thing I noticed though, when I was listening to the Dylan Roof story, and I noticed that the victim's family was that's a God in them. They was forgiving him.
Look,
they was forgiving Dylan Roof.
Let me say this. I'm gonna let you get this in a second. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off, but I need to put this in real quick. Look, I'm a man of faith too, but I'm gonna be honest. Forgiveness, okay. Maybe at that time, look, 24 hours after you done slaughtered my family, God forbid, if that ever happened. 24 hours, or if there even was 24 hours, and then you ask me if I forgive that man, you're not getting an answer out of me. I'm sorry. That's between me and the Lord. You're not getting an answer out of me. I'm not forgiving you that quick. I need time.
Yeah, you know what?
Let me tell you, personally, people have hurt me in my life, and it took me time to forgive them. I ain't forgiving them right on the spot. I'm keeping it real.
Hey, listen, they asked the father of Trayvon Martin, do you forgive Zimmerman? Zimmerman. Do you forgive Zimmerman? You know, he said he's not ready. He said I'm not there yet.
Why is it that the media, okay, when there is a hate crime against black folks, how come the media always ask the black family if they forgive, but they never ask when it's flipped around, where it's somebody black where it's reverse.
Right.
Where, okay, so somebody black did something to somebody white.
Right.
They never ask that family, do you forgive them? I've never once heard anybody ask a family to a victim of 9/11 or a survivor of 9/11, do you forgive bin Laden? Well, I remember bin Laden. I remember the day they got bin Laden. There was people in the streets celebrating and having a parade. Okay, we just recently had, when Fidel Castro died, people celebrating that.
Ooh.
Has anybody asked the Cubans, do they forgive Fidel? Has anybody said, hey, do you forgive Castro?
Yeah, Fidel Castro. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying, I never heard that.
I didn't hear it either, man.
I've never heard. Look, I don't. Whether you believe this brother did it or not, OJ with Nicole. Has anybody asked Nicole's family, do you forgive OJ?
I didn't hear it.
If there has, tweet me at the 5th General on Twitter, at the 5th General. And I'll wait, because I ain't never heard of that.
I didn't hear it either. You know, I'll be honest, I didn't hear it either. I did not hear that either. But they're quick. They did ask Trayvon Martin if he forgave Zimmerman for the act that he's done, and his response was like, "I'm not there yet." Right.
So we're getting a little bit off topic. I'm sorry, but
yeah.
So So check this out, Zaccheus. Get into some of your bullet points. Get further into.
Let me get it. Yeah, you know what? Let me not jump off that because I got too into what I was talking about. So,
okay.
So let me get into Obamacare, the Obamacare, and why and how good it is, and why Trump wants to dump it. But I'm gonna just get into it. Some people are not too familiar with Obama. People hear about Obamacare, but I want to get into detail a little bit and how good it is and so forth and so forth. But what I understand is the Obamacare offers right to help families, gives family benefits for those who are low income. In regards, it helps like a health insurance that helps families with payments. It expands Medicaid for all adults. For all older adults that advise Medicaid, and improving Medicare for senior citizens too. It expand employees coverage. If you have a lot of people that work for the city, so it expands for millions of people that's employees. And it's a care that, and it's especially for low income families and for families that are middle class families. It helps. And it's just a basic health care, and it's a plan behind it too. It's a plan that it's supposed to be the affordable plan to help those who are of middle class and those who are low income families. It also helps the Medicaid. Now I'm gonna get into what Medicaid and Medicare is. So those who don't know, because a lot of young folks.
There's a lot of confusion for people. So clear that up.
Yeah. So Medicaid is a care program that assists low income families or individuals who are paying for long term, funded by federal government. And Medicare is for health insurance program for people who are 65 and over. That's Medicare. For 65 and over, that's Medicare. And Medicaid is for it's long term. Let's say long term, if you have a health issue, or if you have a serious ailment, or you have an impairment, Medicaid is good for that. And Medicare is good for people that's over 65, with low income, people that's over 65. So, to sum it up, that's the Medicaid and Medicare that described that. But Obamacare is underneath that umbrella of Obamacare. And Obamacare, this is what Trump wanted to get rid of. He wanted to get rid of eliminate the Obamacare, but Trump, from what I understand, didn't have a plan. So that's why when he attempted to get rid of it, it failed, because it wasn't a plan that was better to help the American people to say, okay, well, this is a better plan than the Obamacare. If you're gonna eliminate something, exchange it for something that's better. That's even, Don't take it away, then you have nothing to give to people. Don't rush it. Come up with something better, then we see where we can work with it. But he's trying. What Trump tried to do was trying to this is one of the things that he tried to eliminate was the Obamacare, and it didn't work. And as you can see, all the confusion. If you look at the TV, you can see all the confusion. That was last week or 2 weeks ago. I think it was maybe last week.
Yeah, some things have moved since then, but I don't think it's over. You know what I'm saying? So they're focusing on the tax plan now.
Yeah.
But it's just getting started. This man President Donald Trump hasn't even been in office for half a year yet. Okay. So there's a lot to happen. What does it mean for people now, though? So I would say like this. I think this is the undoing. Basically, okay, let's just erase. This is what I'm saying for that side of the party, the Republicans. It's like, okay, let's just erase everything the last president did, and to just make it look like he didn't even exist. That's the notion that I get. Let's just undo everything. Not because it's right, not because what he put in was good or bad. It's because it was him. We don't want anything to be of any success under this man's name. So let's just undo everything. That's what I get from that. That's what I get. You know what I'm saying? So that's an issue. But going forward, what is it going to mean for us as citizens, especially black citizens? What are we going to do? I'll say one thing. It's forced us to wake up more. That's a good thing.
It's a good thing, yes.
You know what I mean? Take care of your home, take care of your family, take care of your community. That's how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, continue that. If you've already started that before, continue it now. Go, if you're already 100% in it, go 200% in it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. I look at it, where do we go from here? Because he's going to be in office unless he gets impeached. Okay? I mean, you're hearing situations right now, lawyers and whoever it is on.
I think, you know what I'm hearing
trying
too?
to come up with some type of
Russian
grounds to impeach him.
Impeach him, yeah, because I'm hearing about the Russian involvement with the election. I'm hearing that I'm hearing that too. So I don't know, man. I'm hearing that. Yeah, I'm hearing that from different networks. I heard that on on CNN, and I heard that somewhere on Roland Martin. I keep hearing them things, man. I'm hearing that. I don't know, man.
I feel like this, and we're gonna have to wrap this up soon. I feel like this. I don't think he's gonna be impeached. I didn't think he was gonna win, and he won. Okay, so I could be wrong about this one, but if he does, then you have Vice President Mike Pence.
Mike Pence, yeah.
What people need to understand about Pence is that you don't want him as president either. I'm just saying, if you want to talk about Trump putting the hammer down, this guy could put the hammer down. As a matter of fact, people already felt like that all of these things that are being signed by Trump are really just were brought up by Pence, and then Trump is the one with the pen. That makes sense. People thought that way about when President Bush was in office and you had Vice President Cheney. They felt like, okay, this man's in the seat that's next to him talking to the one that has the pen. So look, if you have influence on the man in charge, then you could put things in charge. That's a fact.
Oh yeah.
So
you think that Mike Pence is behind some of his decisions?
I think, yeah. When you hear the things that Pence supports or is in favor of, it's possible. You also have other advisors of Trump.
Yeah.
You have other advisors.
Yeah, I'm hearing that one of them was involved in the Klan.
No, wait, no. This is there was. Well, let's put it like this: they talk like they are, but no, I don't know any truth. There isn't any proof that I could give anybody right now that any of these guys who his advisors were in the Klan member. Now, do they have Ku Klux Klan ideologies? Possibly. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be part of the Klans. You don't have to necessarily be part of the Ku Klux Klan to have a Ku Klux Klan thinking. Right. I mean, there are a lot of people who are not in the Klan who have their way of thinking. And the historic crimes that they've done. So I don't know that. I don't want to say that.
Right.
But you do have what's that guy? Steve Bannon.
Steve Bannon. Yeah, that's the name I hear. Yeah.
Breitbart Media. Now this guy has, he's been, according to the news, this guy has been quoted for saying things that were anti-Semitic against the Jewish community, black people and other people of color. Yeah. And this is a guy who's Trump's right-hand man. So if you want to talk about things being influenced, he's definitely looked at.
Whew,
And then you got we got to continue this on another show. But there's more people who have these suspected, I'm going to quote Tariq Nasheed for a minute. Tariq Nasheed likes to use the term suspected white supremacists. But I think Tariq got that from Neely Fuller. So suspected meaning if we don't have any proof that you are white supremacists, but your actions, your words, your talking points are that of a white supremacist, then we can only suspect that you might be.
Yes.
And for our safety, we have to get away from you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And not affiliate or associate with you. So he has a lot of people on his cabinet and people who are around him and giving him advice who are suspected white supremacists because they have these views that, you know, there's always these talking points that always come up, whether it be always on the media. If there's a debate, there's always a deflection. I mean, that, you know, there's the deny and deflect. You know, you have that going on.
Yeah, man.
Oh, such and such happened to this person. Yeah. But what about black on black crime? See, that's the example I'm talking about. That's that deflection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, what about the black on black? What about, you know, we'll get into that topic. You know, I want to talk about, you know, we should bring up an issue about, you know, like, she talking about just Chicago. How bad it is.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We're going to have a show about that. I'm glad you said that. We ain't even originally planned that.
Yeah. But
we're going to talk about that probably this month.
Yeah.
There's something I want to get into about that. There's a code word. When people say inner city, that's a code word.
It's a code word.
Urban. When you hear the words urban area or inner city,
inner city area,
or even when people say Chicago, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, that is a talking point. So we're gonna have to wrap this up. This is a short episode for our first episode. We're pressed for time, but we have a lot to talk about.
Yes.
You know, for this year. So this is what we're gonna do. Before we get out of here, we're gonna sign up by saying this. So go ahead, go to iTunes. Go to iTunes, Amazon. Go pick up the album Zaccheus and the Fifth General, the example.
Yes, the example.
Classic album. Go get Zaccheus' other works, My Light Shine, the deluxe edition. Also, make sure you pick up our free mixtape. Zaccheus and the Fifth General. Look us up on audiomac.com.
Higher Learning was the mixtape.
Higher Learning, the name of the mixtape.
It's called Higher Learning.
You know, Google that. That's free.
Datspiff.com. Datspiff.com.
It's on on datpiff.com and audiomac.com.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get that. Support us. You know, at my Twitter, you can hit me up at the Fifth General. Zaccheus, what's yours?
Yo, at WayneBackers.com.
Okay. Okay, so
on even on Instagram, hit us up on Instagram too. Yes.
Right. Also, to let people know how to spell your name because it's different.
Yeah. Oh, hit me up on Instagram too. Zaccheus at Zaccheus B73 at
spell Zaccheus.
Zaccheus. Yeah. ZACCHEUS.
All right, there you go.
B73 Zaccheus B73 on Instagram. Yeah. And then Wayne Backus on Twitter at Wayne Backus. You know, and Facebook is,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Wayne Backus on Facebook.
Like I said,
Wayne
Google
Zaccheus
us,
Backus
man.
on Facebook. Yeah.
Google us, Zaccheus and the Fifth General. A lot of information comes up. Get us on Facebook. Just find our page. The Fifth General, the THE Fifth 5TH General, and look me up, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so this was the Mr. Z and Fifth podcast, Mr. Z and Fifth.
Yes.
We're gonna sign out. What we're gonna do is continue this next time. We're gonna get into, let's see. Can't really name it because we might change our minds. So I don't want to say the subject, but it's gonna be an interesting subject.
It'll be interesting, yeah. So keep tuning in.
Keep tuning in.
Keep tuning in.
To this show will be uploaded on audiomac.com. It will also be uploaded on YouTube, Fifth General TV. So and that's where you expect it. Coming to iTunes, podcast store and Google Play later in the future. We have to get into that later on, but we're just starting out.
Yeah.
But at least you can get it on, you can listen to it on YouTube, listen to it on Audio Mac. All right. We're going to get up out of here. Peace.